Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Gaara stared blankly as the sand blocked the oncoming flames. Sasuke dashed around him, punching and kicking the sand at speeds just short of Rock Lee's. He barely made a dent in the defense. Gaara glared at the Uchiha, his sand flying towards him. Sasuke did a series of backflips, avoiding the bullets of sand. Lightning style. Lightning Dragon Jutsu. The lightning fizzled out as it struck the sand. Gaara pointed towards Sasuke, sand engulfing him in a dome. An explosion went off inside the dome, Sasuke reappearing on the stadium wall, staring down at Gaara. The Uchiha waved hand signs, bringing his palm out in front of himself. Chidori! The blue lightning danced around his hand, the chirping sound filling everyone's ears. Sasuke charged down the wall, intending to cut down the sand. Gaara recognized the power behind the attack, summoning all his sand to form a wall. Sasuke's Sharingan pulsed as his Chidori tore through the wall, flying towards Gaara. The Jinchuriki turned his gourd into sand, using it as a platform to fly out of Sasuke's path. The Uchiha spun on his heel, turning the leftover lightning into a thunderbolt. Gaara easily blocked it. Time to get serious, Sasuke smirked, Sharingan spinning. Sasuke weaved a series of hand signs, reaching for the straps on his arms and legs. A small seal array appeared on his limbs for a second before fading. Gravity seals, Haku stated, making Naruto and the other finalists turn to her. They are an uncommon form of speed and strength training, meant to replace standard weights, such as the ones Rock Lee uses. They are more dangerous to use, but tend to show results faster. Sasuke jumped once so his legs were accustomed to his new speed. He smirked at Gaara before vanishing. His eyes widened noticeably. He was as fast as Lee, perhaps more. Gaara instinctively formed a dome around himself, producing spikes whenever Sasuke struck, but the Uchiha was too fast to be hit. Sand bullets! The entire arena was consumed by streaks of yellow. Even Sasuke with all his speed received a few cuts. He looked up, a floating eye of sand staring down at him. Gaara was watching. Sasuke backed off, focusing on his curse mark. Kakashi frowned up in the stands, but he couldn't stop Sasuke now. Black flames crawled up his body, another Chidori lighting up in his palm. Let's see if you can defend against this! Sasuke was a blue blur, driving his Chidori straight through Gaara's dome. All was silent as the lightning fizzled out. Sasuke felt something warm coating his fingertips. A blood-curdling scream then filled the stadium. Blood! It's my blood! Sasuke's eyes grew wide as Gaara's chakra swelled, releasing in an explosion of sand. He barely pulled off a body flicker onto the stadium walls, staring down at the enemy. Sasuke, get out of there! Sasuke glanced at Naruto from across the arena. What he saw was something he thought he'd never see on the blonde's face. Terror. Sasuke's head shot up to the Kage booth, seeing an explosion of smoke blocking everyone's view. He looked into the stands. All the civilians slumped against their seats, seemingly unconscious. What the hell is going on? Sasuke focused onto Kakashi. Him and Might Guy back to back, fighting off Sand Shinobi. Other ninja with unfamiliar clothing also joined the sand. It took a moment to realize they were ninja from the hidden sound. It finally dawned on Sasuke. The hidden leaf was being attacked by the hidden sand and sound. Genma jumped to his side. Sorry Sasuke, but the Chunin exams are over, he stated as they saw Gaara's siblings and sensei, Baki, appear at his side. I'll hold off the Jonin. You take care of Gaara. He's in a league of his own, so don't let your guard down. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. I assume you want me to kill him? Only as a last resort. Sasuke nodded, him and Genma jumping down into the stadium. Temari and Kankuro pulled the dazed Gaara away, the Uchiha running after them. Up in the finalists' booth, Naruto was in a daze. Haku stood at his side, worry creeping onto her face. Shino and Shikamaru stared at the blonde, both with no words. "He's going to transform," Naruto muttered. "When he does, no one will be able to stop him." "The third Hokage will," Haku replied, trying to reassure him. "You might want to rethink that idea," Shikamaru groaned, pointing up at the Kage booth. The smoke had dissipated, revealing a purple box atop the building. Everyone recognized it as a barrier created by seals. They could only assume Hiruzen was inside, as well as the Kazekage, who was now an enemy. They saw figures in cloaks rushing to the scene, likely the Hokage Zanbu. Shikamaru cracked his neck. "We've got to move, Naruto. Only you have a chance to stop Gaara from transforming, and only you have the power needed to stop him if he does. If Sasuke gets to him first, things will grow ugly for both of them." Naruto barely registered the Nara, his own mind spinning out of control. He didn't know what he could do, if he should do anything. The One-Tails was urging Gaara on. It was only a matter of time, and the Nine-Tails seemed to be enjoying his pain. The fox's chuckle rang through him. "What are you gonna do, brat? Sit here and wait for my brother to kill the boy? Unlike me, he's not above that." "What do you mean?" the blonde forced out. "We can't be killed, but when our hosts do, it's a bad thing for us. I won't bother explaining it, but the One-Tails is more than willing to suffer the consequences of killing his jailer." "Aren't you going to stop him?" The fox closed his eyes. "Why should I? Besides, you've made it clear you don't want my power. The only reason you did it for the pervy sage was because he didn't give you a choice." Naruto's mind continued to spin thanks to the demon, but when he felt a cold hand clasp his own, he was brought back to reality. He looked to Haku, frost hanging around her hands. "Naruto, if you wish to help Gaara as you promised, you must do this. I will be at your side." Naruto took in a deep breath, squeezing Haku's hand. "Thank you," he whispered. He let go of the Yuki's hand, vaulting over the railing and dashing off in Gaara and Sasuke's direction. Haku stared at her hands for the briefest moment before turning to Shikamaru and Shino. "Shikamaru, you join me. We'll have to take care of Kankuro and Tamari, and you appear to understand her abilities. Shino, I suggest you join our peers, wake Sakura and receive instructions from the Jonin." Shino nodded in agreement, jumping into the stands to join the battle. Haku tossed the groaning Nara a chakra replenishing pill before they ran after Naruto. Sakura felt herself waking up to the sound of explosions above. The medics in the room with her looked around in confusion and fear. Ino barged into the room. "Come on, Sakura. The hidden sand is attacking us. We need all the help we can get." Sakura was left stunned, requiring Ino to pull her out of bed and up to the stadium. They reached the top of the stairs, watching as the severely injured Rock Lee batted away an enemy ninja with his crutches. Kiba slashed the man's throat, Hinata delivering a palm strike to another's ribs. Behind her, Neji did the same. "Ino, Sakura," Kakashi said, calling out to the girls. "I need the two of you to start waking the civilians and getting them to safety." "What about Sasuke and his match, or even Naruto and Haku?" "Genma sent Sasuke after Gaara, and Naruto and Haku went after them." Sakura's eyes widened. "I need to go after them." "Why?" Ino asked. "Kurenai Sensei taught me how to seal the Nine Tails if Naruto went berserk. I might be able to use it on Gaara as well. And even if it's not strong enough, they're my team, and they need my help." Sakura turned to run after her team, Ino grabbing her arm. "Just come back alive, okay?" Sakura couldn't help but smile. "And leave Sasuke all to yourself? Not a chance." Ino smiled. "You can have him. I think I've moved on at this point." Sakura nodded, turning to face the girl with red hair, a kunai shaking in her hand. "You're Karin, Naruto's cousin, right?" Karin nodded. "I'm coming with you." You're shaking, Sakura pointed out. From what Naruto has told me, you don't really want to be a shinobi. Karin shook her head. I don't care about that. If I lose Naruto, I'll be alone again. I won't let that happen, even if he's a Jinchuriki. Sakura sighed in acceptance. Perhaps Karin would be helpful. She wasn't Uzumaki. Ino watched them leave, turning just in time to block the kunai of a sand shinobi. Hinata, do you think you can help Ino with getting the civilians out of here? Kurenai asked, cutting down a pair of enemies. Yes, Kurenai-sensei, but there's a problem, the Hyuga replied, her Byakugan active. Near the village walls I see giant snakes and hundreds of other sand shinobi. And up in the Kage booth I don't see the Kazekage with Lord Third. Hinata is correct, Neji confirmed. I see no sign of the Kazekage. Hinata was taken aback for a moment. That was the first time Neji addressed her without a title. Is anyone else with him? Asuma asked, helping Choji take down a horde of enemies. I see a man with long hair, pale skin, gold snake eyes, and purple markings around them, Hinata answered. The Jonin all turned white with fear. They knew Orochimaru had infiltrated the second stage of the exams, but not that he was replacing the Kazekage. Where was the real hidden sand leader? Was he aware of the invasion? Did he and Orochimaru orchestrate it? Was the Kazekage even alive? They couldn't answer anything. All they could do now was defend the village and its people. Fire style, Fire Dragon Jutsu! Kankuro launched his puppet, which took the flames head-on, receiving a few scorch marks. Tamari turned next, using her fan to throw the airborne Sasuke against the tree. The Uchiha growled, mustering up all his speed. He only had 2 more uses of Chidori, meaning he needed to end this quickly. Kankuro didn't see him coming, feeling a foot connect with his face. Tamari fully opened her fan, intending to tear Sasuke to shreds. The Uchiha dodged the first and second blast, which tore trees from the ground. But Tamari predicted his movements, releasing a flurry of wind slashes. He couldn't dodge. A yellow blur flashed through his vision, the wind striking his palms. Naruto went into a roll, springing onto his feet, sending Tamari's wind back at her, leaving slashes along his hands. What are you doing here? Sasuke growled. I'm here to stop Gaara. Sorry, but he's mine. I don't care if he's your friend or whatever. I'll kill him if I need to. Naruto stared at the Uchiha, his pupils turning into narrow slits. His ocean eyes pierced the Uchiha's soul. I won't let you kill him, even if you could. I know how to stop him. If we work together, we can win. The Sharingan stared back. Naruto wasn't lying, he knew that much. Ever since he arrived, the blonde looked dazed. In addition, the Uchiha did want to see what Naruto could do since he missed his match with Neji. Fine, Sasuke growled, looking back to Gaara, who was retreating into the forest. Let's take care of him. Naruto nodded, turning to look at Tamari and Kankuro. I'm sorry, but you'd better stay down. I promise your brother will come back. The two didn't register his statement, their mission clouding their judgment. They tried to follow Sasuke and Naruto, until both were trapped by a dome made of ice mirrors. Shadows attached to their own, freezing them in place. Ice style, crystal ice mirrors. Apologies, but I cannot let you interfere with Naruto, Haku stated, stepping into her mirrors. You don't know what you're doing, Kankuro shouted. We're the only ones who can keep him somewhat sane. I was under the impression the aim was to make him become the One-Tails and decimate the village, Shikamaru countered. Kankuro gritted his teeth. If he releases the One-Tails, everyone will die, even us. Gaara is insane. The One-Tails is insane. It is the Hidden Sand's fault Gaara cannot contain a monster with an improper seal. Blame the Kazekage, your own father. Gaara lives with a burden you cannot begin to understand, Haku said. You're one to talk, Tamari retorted. I'm the last of my clan. It might not be comparable to Gaara's situation, but I know someone who carries the same burden as him. What, that Naruto kid? Are you kidding me? Temari replied, clearly unaware of the truth. Naruto carries the nine-tailed fox, the demon that killed his parents. You cannot tell me he doesn't understand Gaara, Shikamaru retorted. The siblings were silent, but still ready themselves for battle. Haku sighed, ready to knock them out the moment they made a move. She needed to join Naruto, soon. Gaara stumbled through the forest, using all of his willpower to block the voice in his mind. He felt like his skull was splitting open. The One-Tails was even louder than normal. Let me take control. I need to kill something. That damned fox is out there and I'm not about to let him get to destroy this village before me. Shut up, Gaara snapped, his eyes flashing between their normal green and those of the Tanuki. Gaara! The boy turned to the sound of Naruto's voice, the blonde coming into view. Beside him was the Uchiha, Sharingan staring him down. Get away from me, Gaara shouted, unleashing a wave of sand. Sasuke jumped forward, creating a mud wall. We're not here to hurt you, Naruto protested. If you can stay in control for a little longer, I can help you. When the pervy sage gets back, he can seal the One-Tails properly. Gaara's head jerked, his eyes flashing again to match the Tanuki's. Don't you understand? I can't control it! He released another wave of sand, Naruto and Sasuke jumping into the trees. The Uchiha threw in an explosive kunai, the sand batting it away as Gaara retreated further. Lightning style, scatter shot! Sasuke's attack was blocked by sand once again, Gaara falling to one knee, lurching his head as a cry escaped his lips. The sand closed in on him, the gourd on his back slowly merging with it. Sand crawled along his arm and face, black markings appearing across it. Half of Gaara's face became a savage Tanuki, the boy baring his fangs in rage. The jagged tail swayed behind him, particles of sand hovering around him. He's partially transformed, the Nine-Tails rumbled, lying down. If you don't stop him soon, Gaara may be lost. Just shut up, you damned fox, Naruto snapped, running at Gaara. Gaara lashed out at the blonde, unable to control the transformed half of his body. The blonde was thrown against a tree, Sasuke charging to engage in taijutsu. Gaara's transformed arm merely blocked each attack, Sasuke unable to get past. He backflipped, his curse mark crawling up his body. He drew kunai, slashing through the sand with all his strength. Gaara snarled, absorbing the blades and grabbing Sasuke by the throat. I'm sorry, Gaara forced out, Sasuke struggling to breathe. Water style, liquid bullets! A dozen bolts of water struck the sand arm, making the sand begin to sag from the added weight. Ice style, instant freeze! The water coating the sand immediately froze, Naruto landing a kick on the transformed arm, shattering it. The two Leaf Genin jumped back, Gaara slowly drawing the sand back to him. His body was shaking, the two minds in his head battling for dominance. It's too much, Gaara cried out. I have to end this! Chidori! The blade of lightning pierced Gaara's shoulder, blood staining the Uchiha's hand. Sasuke's eyes widened as Gaara raised his head. Pure bloodlust overwhelmed him, ki consuming his mind. He was left to Gaara's mercy, the Uchiha stabbing him in the stomach. Blood trickled from his mouth, strength suddenly leaving him. You shouldn't have done that, Gaara snapped, his voice shifting between its normal hollowness and a high-pitched, psychotic tone. Water style, water dragon jutsu! Gaara turned to block the attack with his sand arm, making it sag further. The liquid was making it hard to manipulate the sand. Gaara, or rather the One-Tails, knew that. Gaara's ki increased. It's too strong. It's about to take control. Naruto's eyes widened, his chakra rising as he ran through hand signs. Ice style, frozen fortress! Gaara was consumed by the ice, his transformed half snarling silently through the blue ice. Sasuke fell to one knee, Naruto feeling his blood covering his hands as he tried to stop the bleeding. Back in the land of waves against Haku, his injuries were bad, but this was even worse. Naruto's fear kicked in, the blonde forcing it down as he came up with an idea. "How the hell are you using Haku's Keke Genkai?" Sasuke seethed through clenched teeth. "You might as well know the truth," Naruto sighed, weaving hand signs. "Gaara is the Jinchuriki of the One Tails, and I'm Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. If you want to know more, ask Kakashi-sensei. I also have all 5 chakra natures, and can combine them into Keke Genkai elements. And no, it's not because I'm an Uzumaki." Sasuke's mind was ablaze with confusion, trying to understand what Naruto had just dropped on him. He didn't even realize that Naruto had used Ice Style to freeze his wound close until the blonde was finished. He pushed himself to his feet, his lower body having a hard time moving thanks to the sand. Naruto rose as Gaara's sand finally tore through the ice. The redhead's hands came together shakily, performing a single hand sign. His voice turned to that of the One Tails as he uttered his technique. "Play Possum Jutsu!" Naruto grabbed Sasuke and escaped the blast zone barely in time. Sand rose high above the trees, swirling into the shape of the one-tailed tanuki. Gaara's torso protruded from the top of its head, his hands still together. Gaara's body went limp, his eyes closing as he fell into a deep sleep. It was the first time he'd slept in years, and for the briefest moment, Gaara felt bliss. "Finally! It's been too damn long since I've got the chance to cause some chaos!" The One-Tails cried out as its sand body came to life. "Now, where's that wretched Fox's kid?" Naruto and Sasuke hid in the trees, staring up at the beast. "What the hell is that thing?" Sasuke asked, eyes wide. His Sharingan could see an aura of darkness coating the monster. "The One-Tails Tanuki. It's the reason Gaara is so powerful, but we've only seen a fraction of what it can do. Only a Hokage could have a chance at defeating it. But you're different," Sasuke spat out, his Sharingan spinning in rage. "Why the hell didn't you tell me? Do you remember that time when you helped me with Ino's mother, and everyone was staring at me with hatred?" Sasuke slowly nodded. "Well, now you know why. They think I'm the Nine Tails. Even if I'm only a Jinchuriki, I might as well be a demon to this village. I didn't want you or Sakura to hate me too." Sasuke didn't say another word. He couldn't deny that he would have hated Naruto, even if he was too young to understand what happened during the Nine-Tails attack. However, its rampage had caused his people to be ostracized from the Leaf before they were murdered. "Sasuke, I need you to distract the One-Tails while I set up my plan," Naruto instructed. "And what plan is that?" "I'm going to try using Gaara's magnet style to tear apart the One-Tail's body. You can do that?" "I don't know," Naruto admitted. "If that doesn't work, we'll have to take him down with brute force." Sasuke frowned. "Fine, we'll do it your way." The Uchiha jumped into the canopy, the One-Tails turning to him. "Oh, it's that Uchiha brat. I hope he can give me a little more entertainment." Sasuke focused on the curse mark, black flames crawling along his entire body. He felt dark chakra course through him. He could easily use Chidori a few more times instead of just one. The One-Tails let out a battle cry, pounding its chest, releasing a massive gust of wind. It toppled trees as it flew towards Sasuke. He released the largest fireball he could muster. The flame struck the oncoming wind, absorbing it and increasing the size of the flames until they were half the One-Tail's size. The fire struck the beast, making it cry out in annoyance. The flames died down, revealing its scorched body. "That hurt you, little brat," it shouted, its body shifting until the scorched sand was no longer visible. "Let's see you handle this!" The One-Tail summoned a tidal wave of sand, launching it towards Sasuke. He knew he couldn't dodge, but he didn't need to, as Naruto's voice was heard over the sand. "I won't let you hurt Sasuke!" 4 shadow clones appeared in front of the Uchiha, arms outstretched. They summoned all the chakra they had, focusing on the wave. He hadn't used Earth style much, but Wind style was the primary element used in Magnet style. Generating a magnetic field to control the sand was the hardest part, followed by the use of Earth style to form the sand into attacks. The clones barely managed to stop the wave of sand. They then redirected the sand back towards the Tanuki. The 2 entities of sand collided, the One-Tail stumbling. "Finally, you show yourself, fox brats. I'm going to enjoy killing you." The Tanuki raised its arms, creating a sphere of sand between them. It rivaled the demon in size. Naruto knew he couldn't redirect it, nor could they dodge. Sasuke knew as well. As the sphere was launched, the Uchiha stepped in front of Naruto. "You can redirect chakra, right?" he asked, receiving a nod. "Then try directing your chakra to me. I need all the help I can get." Naruto did as he was instructed, placing his hand on Sasuke's back. His large reserves of chakra channeled into Sasuke, the Uchiha summoning another Chidori. His curse mark, combined with the blonde's chakra, made it increase in size drastically, easily the size of a small tree. The sphere sand shot towards them, Sasuke holding out the Chidori as a defense. The 2 attacks collided, resulting in an explosion of energy. A short distance away, Sakura and Karin saw the explosion, eyes wide. "We have to hurry," Karin shouted, picking up the pace. Sakura nodded with worry. She knew her teammates were strong, but the One-Tails was in a league of its own. If you like what you just heard, consider hitting the subscribe button and bell icon to get notified about new videos. If there's a part you've missed, then check out the entire playlist on screen. If you like this story, please share it with your fellow anime lovers. Any support helps a lot. That's all for now. This is Ninja Kai, disappearing in a golden flash.